Let's face it, life isn't easy. If you're stuck in a bad relationship, betrayed or afraid of tomorrow, financially insecure, or desperate for a breakthrough, you've come to the right place. Dr. Carmen Harra is a renowned psychologist, intuitive, relationship expert, and best-selling author, and she's here to give you the miracle guidance you need. Her new call-in show, Miracle Guidance for Everyday Life, offers profound wisdom, practical advice, daily exercises, and empowering predictions, all for you. Dr. Harra's show aims to eliminate everyday problems, big and small, with topics like healing your relationships, reclaiming your power, achieving better health, dealing with loss, and so much more. Regain the joy, stability, and fulfillment you deserve to feel. Tune in to Miracle Guidance for Everyday Life with host Dr. Carmen Harra, live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, and find the answers you've been looking for.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Miracle Guidance. I'm Carmen Harra, live on OMTimes Radio every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, with Christopher, my wonderful producer. Energy is the magic that makes up our world. The most wonderful things in life are energetic. Love, joy, and harmony are things we can't touch, but we certainly can feel. When our energy is high and healthy, we feel amazing. But certain situations can lower our vitality and weaken the force within. Physical illnesses, emotional shock, mental trauma chip away our energetic integrity and cause us to feel down and out, sick and tired. My guest tonight is Jon Sweeney, a renowned energy healer, a wonderful teacher, an author, and he will make you feel whole once again and one more. Best of all, it can be done right here over the phone. So Jon is going to take your calls because he has been curing thousands of individuals and restore their energy field using something that is called distant healing. And he will explain to you what that is all about. But if you are stuck in a bad place, having problems or feeling ill, this is the time to call in and experience the power of this positive energy that we are talking about. You know, I'm a firm believer that everything is in the energy field. And the first step in life to heal your life is actually heal your energy. We are made of energy. You already know that energy is everything. Your entire world is compressed of energy. And as I said, when your energy is high, then you feel amazing. You know, you meet people and you feel their energy and you say, wow, your energy is amazing. So it's important to have your energy always in the right place. And it's very necessary in life to clear the energetic blockages. Because when your energy flows freely, your body is healthy, your mind is at peace, and your soul is unburdened. I work in my life many times with Jon Sweeney. Anytime something in my life is not working right, anytime I feel there's a blockage, I'm saying to myself, oh, it's time to call Jon. I met Jon many, many years ago, probably more than 20 years ago, and he has helped me heal my daughter, my late husband. He kept my husband alive for more than 4 years. I will never forget that 7-8 months ago, my cat Louis was very sick. And I called Jon, and he made my cat be okay. Doctors gave me no hope for my cat. My cat was really sick. But the one who made my cat okay was actually Jon. And I don't really understand how he does it, and he will explain you how he does it. I can tell you Jon is the founder of the co-creative coherence therapy. And he's a minister, a teacher, an author, a lecturer, a musician, an artist. He's so many things. But he is a healer, you know. And he helps you heal the body and help the spirit soar using this coherence therapy method of the quantum consciousness. And I'm going to talk to him about how he does it. And we're going to use the people, the callers, you know, to help them understand where is the blockage and how can we help them. And it's going to be very interesting. But I'm going to talk in 2 seconds, and then I'm going to invite Jon about how different traditions, you know, different forms of medicine recognize energy as the primary means of reinstating health. Like traditional Chinese medicine uses acupuncture, needles, and qigong to take energy from the universe and break the blockages that are actually causing diseases. The Western medicine uses the drugs to form chemical reaction that add energy to the body. They also remove parts of the body doing all those, surgeries to take away the blockages. Homeopathic medicine uses only the residual energy pattern of the ingredient, the active ingredient, to alter the balance of the body's energy. The Native American medicine treats the entire body from spirit to body, and they rely on plants for the chemical compound, and this is the way they use the energy. But the distant healing that Jon is using bypass all of these systems that I'm talking about and deals directly with the universe in the most fundamental way, consciousness and energy. So it uses the human consciousness, where the blockages are, and break through the quantum field, breaking through the blockages. So the ultimate goal is restore the flow of energy so that the body actually can heal itself. So that's why what Jon created, the co-creative coherence therapy, is a bioenergy therapy that provides the methodology for energetic diagnosis and repair. And I'm going to invite to the show Jon Sweeney, and I'm sorry it took me so long to introduce him, but I'm so excited to have him on the show tonight. I'm super excited, and I want to tell you, I have so many, and my producer is telling me, oh my God, there's so many people, Shaheen, Helena, Lelani, Koya, I think I'm pronouncing it, and a lot of people the phone lines are full, everybody's online, and people hold on the line because this experience of being with Jon tonight is like a unique one. So, Jon, I don't even know where to start with you because I have always so many questions. And I'm going to start by asking, how did you begin? It's like I'm going to start from the beginning. How did you begin healing individuals? And, what made you, study this branch of therapy? I think you can explain us a little bit about what made you do what you do what you're doing.
Well, Carmen, it's such a pleasure to be here with you and your audience. And I will say straight away that the reason that I got involved in this was out of sheer necessity. I had hurt my back so badly that I was told I was going to be a paraplegic for the rest of my life. And I was out of options. Western medicine told me that they had nothing left to give me. So I had to start exploring. And what I found was the very simple truth that you had stated at the head of the show, that when your chi is high, your energy is high, problems resolve themselves. So I got an inkling of it from acupuncture, and I wondered what was going on. And I started studying how acupuncture moves energy. Then I got involved in Tai Chi and Qigong, and lo and behold, my back problems essentially went away. Certainly not perfect, but so close to perfect, who cares? The thing that really got my attention was my cat. Just like you love cats, I love cats too. But my cat had broken his pelvis on both sides, and the vet wanted me to put him down. And I couldn't do that. I figured if he was going to die, he's going to die at home among the people who loved him. And my wife said to me, she said, start moving your hands. Do that thing where you move the energy. And I said, I don't know how to do that. She says, do it anyway. She says, I'm not going to tell anybody. So I started mimicking some of the people that I had learned some very small bits of information from. And lo and behold, 3 days later, the cat's pelvis was healed, and he was walking. And it was something that really couldn't have happened any other way. No other intervention.
Jon, with you, I have to tell you what's remarkable for everybody listening. So, my daughter was like 14 years old, and she had 106 fever. It's like something very dramatic. We were in the emergency room. and you didn't even see my daughter. And I was crying hysterically, and I told you, I don't know what I'm going to do. I said I was so desperate as a parent, with a child that was so sick. She couldn't breathe. And you said, well, can I talk to your daughter? And you talked to her, and in a matter of 10 minutes, my daughter's fever went completely down. And my child was asking me, what did that man do to me over the phone? She said, I don't understand what happened. How is that possible? So we left the emergency room, and we still didn't understand. So there's the doctor telling my husband he's going to die in 3 weeks. And I'm calling you, and you're telling me, I will do my best. I will do my best. Your husband is not going to die. I will never forget your words. And my husband lived another 4 years. And you constantly work on my husband and help him live way longer. I mean, and I know it was you. I know it was your work. And I will never forget when I called you and your father was dying in a hospital. And you went to the hospital and took your father home, because after you entered the emergency room where your father was supposedly dying, 10 minutes later your father was watching the TV, and you took him home, and he lived another number of years. So I have some experiences with you, Jon, that I cannot explain, that are beyond explanation in the real world. So there's my cat, Louis, dying, and then I'm calling you, and he said, no, the cat is not going to die. Let me help you with this. And the cat, Louis, is very okay right now, running around and feeling perfect. But so how can I, I don't know. I had breathing problems myself a year ago. I had and you told me you're not okay, girl. Those were your words. You're not well. You're really sick. You scare me. But I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you. And here I am, and I'm 100% way better than I was. So I cannot thank you enough. For me, you doing some kind of an amazing work, and I'm saying this to everybody listening on the radio. My question is, how do you detect what is wrong with a person over the phone or on Skype? How is that possible? How is it?
Okay. First of all, Carmen, I want to clarify something. Everything comes from the Creator, comes from God, doesn't come from me. The correct answer to everything that you has ever put before you is thank you, God. And that's really important, because that state of gratitude helps you to increase the state of energy that you're living in. So What happens is the concept that consciousness, your spirit, your soul, whatever you want to call it, lives inside your brain is not correct. It lives outside of the brain within the quantum field. It's a packet of energy. It's an organized packet of energy. Because energy has no mass, it can go forward and backward across any kind of barrier, including space and time. So when I talk to you on the phone, I listen to the sound of your voice. I begin to become entrained with your energy. I have a human model in front of me. I use an acupuncture model, and I start to run my hands by the model. And from that model, I can see, I can feel, I can, know where the blockages are and where the energy is being bunged up. Now, even in Western medicine, when you have a high degree, a high flow of bioelectricity, which makes your nerves work, you have a healthy organ. When you have a high resistance, which is a low flow of bioelectricity, you have a diseased organ. So there's no disagreement. It's the flow of energy throughout the body that makes the body healthy. So the question is, what do you do to be able to change the flow of energy in the body so the body heals itself? And the answer to that is remove the impediments. Sometimes it's a spiritual thing. Sometimes it's an emotional thing. Sometimes it's a physical thing. But when you remove that, your natural state is health. Your body returns to health. And consciousness can go across any barrier, at any place, at any time, and it gives you the ability to be able to reach out quite literally to any place in the universe. Now, I've never done this, but I'd be willing to bet you anything that you'd want to bet that if we put somebody on the moon and I had to read that person, I could absolutely read that person on the moon, because space and time are not an impediment.
Are not an impediment. So there comes my next question. Does the mind create a disease?
That's a tough question. Everybody's trying to answer that.
It's a tough one, yeah.
I believe that yes. But see, what I say is don't look at the body as being separate parts. The whole idea of the mind-body-spirit connection, in my mind, is a lot of BS. Because what it is it's all one. There's no separation. There is no mind, there is no body, there is no spirit. It's all one. And we see different aspects of that, which we name a mind, or we name a body, or we name a spirit. But it's all one. When you see it all one, then it becomes a whole different story. So you can't work with anybody. And I think this is one of the failings of some forms of Western medicine, in particular allopathic medicine, where you look at the parts and pieces. You say, oh, that part is broken, I'm going to take that part out. No, you have to fix the reason that broke in the first place. And sometimes, and this is proven from allopathic and Western medicine, it's stress. It's emotions. It's negative thinking. And the mechanisms of how the body works, we know quite clearly. And the idea that, if you're under stress, you're in the fight or flight, you're pumping cortisol, you're reducing your immune system's effectiveness anywhere between 20 and 80%. So consequently, you get cancer from stress. Of course, your immune system isn't working. It's how we're built to survive.
Exactly.
You're
I'm going to take a call, John. I'm going to take a call. I'm going to take a call of somebody from New York. It's called, I think, Coy. How are you, my dear?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Thank you, Carmen Harra. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm with Jon Sweeney. So we're talking about healing. Hi, my dear. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Hi, Jon Sweeney. How are you?
Okay. It's so good to talk to you, my love. So we want to know if you have any questions about healing yourself or anything that you're experiencing that relates to our topic today.
Yes.
Okay.
Tell us. May I? All right. I have been suffering for the past 2 years, and currently, right now, while I'm speaking to you, I have very bad digestive system. 2 years ago, I had they did an emergency, and they took my gallbladder. And I've had many surgeries, but for some reason, the gallbladder being taken from me, I became very, very depressed. And I felt like I was in mourning. And I don't understand that. I've never had any problems before. But I have a lot of complexes, I think they call it. Where they're all on all of my organs with the exception of my heart. It's my pancreas, everything. I have severe IBS. I've developed, they just found out I had colitis. I think it was about a year ago in April. And I have, it makes me severely sick. I have cold sweats, hot sweats, nausea, diarrhea. I'm sick to my stomach.
Well, you know that all the diseases come from your gut. Like we used to say that everything comes from the gut. So there is a problem there. But I'm going to ask John what he thinks. It's possible that we have to go to a break. So I want everybody to hold on the line for like 30 minutes to 30 seconds, and we'll be back in a minute. We have a very short break, so don't hang up. Okay, 1 second.
The best of the holistic, spiritual, and conscious world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
OMTimes magazine is one of the leading online content providers of positivity, wellness, and personal empowerment. A philanthropic organization, their net proceeds are funneled to support worldwide charity initiatives via Humanity Healing International. Through their commitment to creating community and providing conscious content, they aspire to uplift humanity on a global scale. connect at OMTimes.com. OMTimes, creating a more conscious lifestyle.
Looking for inspiration?
Want to be inspired?
Not sure where to go?
Find Mark and Kim every Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern on Inspired Living.
Topics will elevate consciousness and range from metaphysics to the human and social experience and all things spiritual.
Welcome to an inspired community that offers support, encouragement, and new ways of thinking. You are the inspired and the inspiration.
Melissa from Michigan. I work an extra part-time job serving lunch at my child's school, but I still can't afford to put food on our table.
Daniel from California. Choosing whether to pay the rent or pay to fix the car to get to work doesn't leave us with much at all. Now we can't even pay for meals.
Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
And I'm back, and we continue now our conversation that we just started. So, John, I'm going to ask your expertise about the situation that we are having right now. What do you think? Yeah.
There's a number of things that are going on, Carmen, but a lot of what's happening here is the stress. And a lot of the things that our guest has mentioned really have a classical explanation from stress. The gallbladder, on the other hand, is something completely different. And what I'm doing, and I need to ask our guest if she feels any different than she did before the break.
Well,
do you feel a difference?
I feel like tears are rolling down my face. I started feeling tears. I mean, I'm tearing up so far.
Okay. What I'm doing is I'm stimulating the energy pattern in the body that caused the gallbladder to form in the first place. So trying to bring relief to that organ, even though the organ isn't there. I've had a lot of success in helping people who are amputees, and the reason that I've been successful with it, where many other people fail, is I treat the limb as if the limb is still there. And I treat the energy pattern that created it. Because if you think about it, every cell in your body, with the exception of the red blood cells, has all of the DNA necessary to be essentially anything. So how does it know whether it's a fingernail or whether it's an eyeball or whether it's a gallbladder? It's wherever that cell lands, it's the energy pattern that creates the body in the first place. That's consciousness. The says, okay, you landed over here, so you're a gallbladder cell. Get to work being the gallbladder and ignore the rest of the instruction from the DNA. So what I'm doing is I'm stimulating that. Now, I'm going to do a little bit of sound with you, and I want you to tell me what you feel, okay?
Yes, thank you.
Hi. How does that make you feel?
First,
what did you notice?
Extremely calming. First, it was extremely calming, and it still is. Second of all, it felt like organs were resonating with the different tones. So certain organs resonated with like the higher pitched tone, and others were resonating with the other tones.
Perfect. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God.
Amazing.
That is rejuvenating the cells. That is going to help you to heal.
So you expect the healing process will start, and she will get better.
She will get better.
You will get
it'll
better.
happen relatively
Yeah,
quickly.
you will get better.
Now, what I need you to do is kick back, relax, listen to the rest of the show if you want, but when the show is over, I want you to take a half hour to do absolutely nothing but just relax. Turn off your brain, let it...
So that you absorb that key, that energy. You know what I mean? When you relax, you allow that energy to circulate, to flow through you, so that the rejuvenation of the cell, the process starts to kick in. Does it make sense?
Yes. Thank you so very much.
Oh, and please call the show anytime.
Thank you for joining us
and you
tonight.
can be in the, John, if she needs you, for instance, and talk to you again, where can she find you?
My website is Spirit Words, WORDS, spiritwords.com, and my telephone number is 207-439-0777.
So if ever you want to reach out to John, let's say you feel way better and you want to just update John, you know what I mean? Just be in touch with him.
Please let me know.
I really want you to do that, you know?
Yes, thank you so very much. I'm so
appreciative.
I love you. We promise you, you're going to see a way of sometimes this miracle, the energetic blockage being relieved, it's going to make a world of a difference versus millions and tons of medication that you might take, going to hundreds of dollars. This is going to make a world of a difference. I so believe it. I feel it. I feel it. I feel it. I feel it in you. I feel the difference in you already. And I love you. And I'm grateful that you called the show. I love you, my dear.
Thank you so much. I love you.
Okay, my beautiful.
God bless.
Okay, my sweetheart. God bless you.
Thank you.
I'm going to go to you too, my love. I'm going to go to Shaheen. Sorry.
Yes.
Hi, my dear.
Yes, hi. Hello. Yes, I actually I have regular sessions with John already.
You do? Okay. Wonderful.
Yeah, so I don't have any particular need right now.
Tell us a little bit of your experience, because if you have a session with John, you can tell us, the people listening, you have so many people listening, tell us a little bit about him.
Yes. I mean, John also works on my brother. That's how our relationship started. My brother, about 6 years ago, he was basically dying in a hospital in Sweden because he was young. He was only about 50, I believe, at the time, but he or 50 something, and he had Crohn's disease, and then he had a catastrophic reaction to medications that they'd given him.
Of course.
And so his heart went down to almost nothing, like beating 10%.
Right.
Then they came to fix his heart. The kidneys stopped because of the reaction to the heart medication.
Right.
Then his lungs got filled up. I mean, nothing was working and nothing they could do for him because he was having such violent reaction to any medications they were giving him. So basically, he was just lying there on a bed in a hospital. They were waiting for him to die. And then a friend, I was very depressed. I was not in the same location. I was working in Dubai at the time, and my brother was in Sweden. And of course, John is in Maine. So I had a friend that I wrote to, and I said, I'm extremely depressed. I think my brother is dying. I just don't know which day. And I was truly depressed. And so he immediately started sending me emails and say, please contact Jon Sweeney. I know he can do something for you. He's very compassionate. He's very good. He's the real thing, and blah, blah. And so And so that's what I did. I sent an email to Jon, and I said, this is my situation. They'd already told Jon, and what can I do? I need your help with my brother. And so he then sent me an email and explained that I can sit as the connection to my brother, and he will work with my brother through me, because I'm so close to my brother that he can catch his, I guess, vibrations or whatever. So anyway, and that's what we did. And this is the amazing miracle that I will never forget as long as I live. My brother had ceased to answer any email, any text, any kind of contact I had with him. I was not getting anything out of him because he was just lying there. So the night that Jon did this healing on my brother through me, sitting as connection, the next morning when I went back to work, I had an email. And I was shocked to see an email from my brother, and basically saying his kidneys have come back and his kidneys are not functioning. And so, and after that, I continued. My brother was so badly broken that he was like a little bit at a time kept coming back, a little bit at a time kept coming back. And I kept sitting as the connection with Jon for about a whole month. And then after the whole month, my brother was released from the hospital. And then he was able to get on the phone. A complete miracle. And today, and of course, after 6 years, slowly, he kept improving. His heart was completely healed, 100%. And his kidneys, we just found out about a month ago that his kidneys, that every kidney doctor had said, don't expect your kidneys to ever come back full. They were always going to be like half capacity. But his kidneys came back full as well. And so, basically,
it's incredible. Incredible.
Yeah, just an incredible story right there in front of my eyes. And through this ordeal, I had become so weak with the stress over my brother that I needed Jon's healing as well. So he's helped me a lot. But he's helped me a lot through a lot of things too. But I don't want to take up the whole show. So I'm just going to stop at this one miracle with my brother. Actually, it's multiple.
But thank you so much for calling. Thank you so much for calling in. And I tell everybody listening to this show, I assume that millions of people on planet Earth need Jon Sweeney. And if you guys need him, you know where to find him. You go to his website, you call him, you leave him a message. He's so booked years in advance. I talked to Jon. I said, Carmen, I don't have time for years from now to take any more people. I have so many people. And of course, if people know how good you are and you can save the life of people. I know he saved people in my life. He saved me. He saved my cats. He saved my husband, my children, everybody. And I send him so many people, and everybody's telling me the same story. So, Jon, I don't know, you're just an amazing man. But I want to ask you something, Jon. What is about the sound? Because you did something on the caller before, and you talk about regenerating the body cell, and I want you to tell us a little bit more about how the sound works on regenerating the body cell. I want a little bit of an explanation. The properties of the sound and the music, how does it help us heal?
Carmen, the tradition of using sound for healing goes back many, many thousands of years, quite literally to the beginning of time. And you look at every native culture, and they use sound as a very, very important part of the healing. Pythagoras, the same guy that told you the pie's square, he was the guy that said, wait a minute, we shouldn't be using music for entertainment. We should be able to use it as medicine because, sound is medicine. And he actually formulated ways of using sound based on his mathematics to do healing. So every tradition has it. If you fast forward a couple of thousand years, Mitchell Gaynor, who was an oncologist in New York City, had a Tibetan patient that kept getting worse and worse and worse. And finally, everybody gave up on him, and the guy disappeared. Well, about a year later, the Tibetan guy came back, and Gaynor was astounded. And he said, well, what happened? How did this happen? Because, you were a goner. And the guy said, well, I gave up. I started going back to my own traditions and playing the Tibetan singing bowl. And for those who haven't heard a bowl, it sounds like this. And what happened was the guy's cancer went away. So Gaynor thought, boy, that was really interesting. Maybe it's a stress relief. Maybe it's just a fluke. So he started playing the bowl with other cancer patients. Remember, New York City oncologist. Right. And he found that, guess what? Same thing happened to them. He came to the theory that it was the harmonics of the bowl that somehow broke up the energy patterns of the cancer cells and caused them to die. That got my interest, and this was now back 20 years, and I started collecting antique Tibetan singing bowls and playing them for people, and guess what? People got really angry with me if I didn't play the bowls for them. You know? And even though at the time I was using just the telephone, they would hear maybe 10% of the sound that was actually being produced, but they would feel the energy of that bowl deep inside them. My own Native American tradition uses sound, uses drumming, uses chanting. And I became very aware of the importance of vibration in the body. So I started trying to find ways to increase. And there was a gentleman, really wonderful man, who unfortunately was in a horrible, one of the worst ever traffic accidents. He lost his wife, and he was very, very permanently damaged. But other than that, this guy would absolutely be, and I have to protect his privacy, so I'm not saying his name.
Right.
He's been a Qigong master. He has one of the best ends of anybody, but he's nonverbal due to the brain injury from the accident. So in order to be able to increase the communication with him during the work I was doing with him, I started playing the Tibetan singing bowl because I knew that prior to the accident he had been a very fine musician. So I started playing the bowl as part of the film. And because I was so connected to him, I could watch as his energy would rise and fall with a different note, and I could see where it was striking on the body. And he made enormous progress. So then I started adding other instruments like crystal harp. And then I had a couple of instruments built for me, like the Free Notes Wing. And I added a vibraphone. And that going along with the crystal bowl. And I started building my own little personal orchestra because the vibration stimulates the body. And then I started reading into some of the work that was done before me, which I had no idea existed. For instance, Fabian Mammon had done a tremendous amount of research in Paris, studying the effect of sound on cells. In fact, John Stewart Reed is currently doing a wonderful study to see whether or not music affects human blood cells. And the preliminary findings from the study indicate it really has a tremendously positive effect with the right music. So that's how I got involved with it. I'm just trying to find new and better ways to help people. My instinct took me to the sound. I use it with the voice, the human voice, in my healings. I do a lot of Cherokee medicine words while I'm doing the healing, and the results just keep getting better and better and better.
Well, we said that we're doing a little experiment. So you're playing all this sound, and we want to see if any of the people in the listening to the show tonight will guess what kind of an emotion, transcend any of this sounds that they've been listening to you. And we go to a break, and we'll be back in a second. Hold on the line, everybody listening to the show. We'll be back.
The best of holistic, spiritual, and conscious world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
Ascending Hearts is no ordinary dating site, but a spiritual dating site with a purpose, to link you with your soulmate. We engineer the serendipity so you can trust that you will attune with someone that has the same matching vibration as you. Ascending Hearts, the conscious dating site for the spiritually aware. Try Ascending Hearts for free. AscendingHearts.com.
My name is Victor Furman. Some call me The Voice. I've always been fascinated with human nature, spirituality, science, and the crossroads at which they meet. Join me Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern on OMTimes Radio, and we'll explore these topics and so much more on Destination Unlimited.
I'm Fidel Nshombo. I was born in a city called Bukavu in the Congo. We were a loving family, and then, boom, everything that I had disappeared in a single day. People think that when you are a refugee and they resettle you to America, and all your problems are done. They don't understand that that's the beginning of everything. I was not born a refugee. I was made one.
It's time we welcome refugee families with open arms. Learn more at embracerefugees.org, brought to you by the Ad Council.
And I'm back, and I do hope that our experiments, so we're playing all this series of sounds that John did, representing one word. Let's see if any of you will realize what it means, you know. It means an emotion. So
Carmen?
let's see which, yes.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask you, I gave you the key word, okay? And you haven't told anybody, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm going to play some music. I want you to focus on that and use the music as the carrier, okay, for the intention. I'm going to focus on that same word. It's a very simple word, one word, and then I'm going to ask
and then we're going to take some calls. We have a lot of people still online waiting. So we're going to, when you play those, then we're going to take some 1 or 2, 3 people that are left that we can take, and we'll see if they can guess which emotions. Yes. Perfect.
Okay, so we'll do this quickly. Here we go. What do the people feel?
Well, let's see. Do you want us to bring some caller in and see what they think?
You go for it, girl.
Okay. So I'm going to go and call Helena. Hi, Helena. How are you, my dear?
Hi. Thank you, Carmen.
Hi.
Hi, my dear. So what do you think of our show tonight? What do you think of John? Fabulous. Yeah. Okay. Do you have an idea which emotion, you know, all this sound? Because We play the sound because it creates that healing at the cellular level, so it rejuvenates the body cell. So we want to see if you had that feeling, and if there's any particular emotion that was triggered within you when you hear the sound.
Yeah, I felt joy, and then with the second one, sort of a calmer joy, but like harmony and gratitude.
Okay. Okay.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you have anything that you should ask Jon about healing within you, or any concerns about? Yeah.
Yeah, I have a hopefully quick question. I mean, I'm generally pretty healthy, but I've been under a lot of stress, and lately, they're just hopefully little things with my health, like something about my potassium level being high that I have to get retested, and then I have to have a breast sonogram redone because there's something they can't see. So I'm just a little nervous, and I don't know if all this is because of stress, but I'd love to know his input.
Well, Helena, if there were no stress, I would be out of business, because 95% of the things that I deal with have their origins in stress. 5% is just plain dumb genetics, but 95% is stress. The biggest favor that you can ever do for yourself is to engage in stress management and stress reduction. And sometimes you really can't change the stresses, but you can change how you feel about it. You can help to reframe the situation so it goes from a stress to an opportunity, or goes from a stress to something that really works in a positive way in your life. And my suggestion is, if you are not currently engaged in meditation or prayer or something of that, that's a great place to start. And of course, it only goes up from there. But stress reduction is about 95% of your health.
I am, but I mean, do you see anything serious? Or I do meditate. But...
Yeah, well, I do see a difference in the energy pattern on both sides of the breast, and I think that's what you were asking about. However, I'm not reading either one of them as a cancer, because let's face it, that's probably what most people think of when they hear about breast-related issues. I'm not a doctor. I don't pretend to be. I don't make medical diagnoses. But I will tell you that it should be surprisingly easy, to get this taken care of, because I don't think it's a big deal.
Okay, well, thank you.
So in other words, she's okay. She's perfectly fine, no?
I think so, yeah. I would definitely follow up. I would definitely, check it out. But the first order of business with all of this is to help yourself de-stress. And the ways that work best for you, and there's 10,000 ways of doing it. Okay. All right, Elena, thank you so much for calling. I love you. I'm going to go to Leilani. Hi, Leilani, my dear.
Hi, dear. Hello, Jon.
So good.
Hello.
So good to be with you. Hi, my love. Okay, Leilani, so how can Jon help you tonight?
Well, I have two questions. I have a couple which I would consider minor things for myself. And like I sometimes get migraines. I think it's the food. And I'm curious if my thyroid is healthy. And then secondly, I have a brother who's very, very ill. He's a Christian, and he called me yesterday or the day before to pray. He's very private. He just had a kidney transplant in last January.
Now I'm going to ask Jon if he thinks he can help you with that, if there is a way for you to work with Jon,
Or do you have to have permission? He doesn't like all this because he's a Christian.
Well, this is nothing to do with religion, with anything. What's Christ?
No, what do you think Christ did? He healed people.
Yeah, exactly.
That was his
some
mission.
Christians are very close in their mind.
Yeah,
you're right about that.
Look at his track record. Look at what he did, and I will tell you personally, he's my hero. So,
yeah, I love him.
But anyway, in terms of what's going on with you, I think that your thyroid is sitting on the edge. It's a little bit on the abnormal side, but from what I read, you have some injuries down to the bottom of your neck and the top of your shoulders. And I think what's happening is you are pretty well blocked at the C6 and C7 and the T1, and that combination is most likely what's causing the issues around the thyroid.
Oh. Can we clear that?
Of course you can. And so let's see what we can do here. Just hold on.
Do I need to uncross my legs?
Yes, please.
Okay.
How's that feel?
Good. I feel like crying.
Don't. It's okay. It's okay. Just say thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you, God.
I love you,
God.
beautiful
Thank
God.
you. Thank you.
If you need it, John, where can she reach you if she needs you?
Give me a call. 207-439-0777.
I love you, my
Thank
angel.
you.
Okay? I love you, sweetie. I'm going to go to Valerie in California. Hi, Valerie.
Hi.
Hello, Valerie.
Hi, Valerie.
Hello. I would just
Hi, my dear. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I would
So
just
how
like
can... Yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah. I would just like an overall healing, just to make sure that, my heart and there's no abnormal cells anywhere.
Ooh. Carmen, we have 4 minutes left, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay. May I make a suggestion?
Yes.
Let's do a little bit of the healing music, and that'll benefit anybody that's left in the queue as well. Okay?
Okay.
So when you want to do it overall, it's actually a surprisingly complex process of balancing off the different energy systems in the body. Takes a little bit of time. I don't think we can just do it in 4 minutes. So let's
the time is very limited. Yes.
Yeah. Let's do a little bit of sound, and we'll see if we can get the project started for her. How's that?
Right, for Valerie. And for Cornelia, and there's other people on. So for everybody who's on the line waiting, everybody can benefit from this. Yes.
Yes. Listen and put your own intention over the music. let's open the heart.
So we're coming to the end of the show. Thank you, Jon Sweeney. Thank you, everybody, for listening. I'm very grateful to Jon Sweeney. God bless you, Jon. God bless everybody listening. Thank you, OMTime Radio. Thank you, Christopher. I'll be with you. I'm Carmen Harra. Next time, same place, same place. OMTime Radio. God bless you. Thank you.